So, I'm going to talk to you through the three areas that will help you build and grow beyond 500k per month in your business. So, I speak to recruitment founders every day in multiple different facets, from organized meetings to networking events to introductions that have come from my network. And almost every conversation starts the same way. Ollie, I've got a sales problem, or I've got a hiring problem, or maybe I just need more leads. And I used to take that at face value, but I don't anymore, because when I've ever got under the bonnet, it's almost never the thing that the founder or leadership team think it is. And what I see again and again is a business depends on too little. So there's a few clients, there are a few key performers in the business, and everything still roots back to the founder or small leadership team. You'll know the signs. So revenue swings month to month, performance is all over the place and inconsistent across different teams and people, and everything still roots through you or the leadership team. But here's what I've also noticed: the founders who do break through, the ones that get over 500k a month and continue to climb, they're not working harder than everyone else. They've just got three things right. And when you get them right, the business stops being a guess. So this isn't a pitch, no hacks, just what I see in the industry and my experience of what I've been doing for the last 20 years. So to give you a quick synopsis, I've operated in the recruitment industry for 20 years. I've worked in large enterprise international recruitment firms as well as the smaller and scale up firms. I've run teams, I've carried targets, I've opened new offices. I've made many mistakes across my career, including hiring mistakes that a lot of people tend to draw back to. So this isn't theory. I've sat in your seat. Let me show you some areas, and let me show you the three areas that this is what successful businesses are doing in recruitment right now. So, firstly, it's where revenue is coming from. Okay, so where does that actual revenue come from? I had this conversation with a recent founder. He is generating 4 million a year in revenue, and the business is actually the biggest client is contributing 60% of that revenue. So despite that being a £4 million business, that one client could cripple that business with one single email. And I see this constantly. If any one client is more than 15 to 20% of your revenue, then you're exposed. The firms that are generating 500k a month, they don't carry that risk. Their revenue is spread. No single client can sink the month, quarter, or year. So, area one is understand concentration, spread the risk before it starts to spread you or control your own business. Second part is, how does your team perform? How do they conduct BD or delivery or account management? I see nearly every time I hear the version of the same line, I've got two or three people who are brilliant, the rest, they're fine. That right there is the problem. When performance lives in one or two or three people, you don't have a business. You've got a few heroes, few stars, but you've got a lot of risk. So I spoke to a founder whose top biller did over half of the revenue. He was terrified if that person was going to leave. And he was right to be. The firms doing 500k plus, they do build it differently. Performance doesn't depend on heroes. It comes from how they work. So same standards, same process, and repeatable. So area two is stop relying on a too few good people. Build a way of structuring and making it work that everyone performs well, and they do it in a way that you expect, not inconsistently. Area three, how do decisions get made? Really important. And it's one of the hardest things in any scale up business. This is the point where founders or leaders tend to go quiet in conversations with me, because most of the decisions, usually everything, still runs through every decision, every problem, every client that matters. They're involved. And I get it. I've been there. And we just think nobody can do it as well as you can. But if the business stops the moment you step out of it, you haven't built a business. You've built a job with your name on it. but you're still having to work aggressively hard to get things done. The firms that are doing over 500k a month, the founder isn't in every decision. The things run without him. So, area three, take yourself out of the day to day. Build an approval process. Who approves what and when? And there will still be things that come back to you, but only half as much. So, build it so it doesn't need you involved in everything. So, here's the three: where your revenue comes from, how your team performs and how they do it, how they operate, and how decisions get made. Spread your revenue, build performance that spreads, and take yourself out of the middle. If you do those three things and the business, that then begins to be a business that you're not guessing. You've got revenue that you can predict, you've got performance that holds, and you've got a business that runs the same every single month. That is how a 500k a month business operates. Not more effort, less dependency. Now, if you want to see where your business is exposed across those three areas, I've included a link in the comments that share a bit more about what's involved in that. So if you want to find out a little bit more, please feel free. Again, it's no pitch. It's just a clearer picture of what's really going on where you can actually leave with some clarity. Thanks so much for listening. And yeah, I'll see you again here soon.